Welcome to all. Myself N. Sri Ramalinga Ganesha Perumal, Assistant Professor, Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, Government College of Engineering, Srirangam, Trichy. In this video lecture, I am going to discuss about the arrays and its representations and the evaluation of expressions in C. Data structure. What do you mean by a data structure? It is a particular way of organizing, storing and retrieving data so that it can be used efficiently. It is a structural representation of logical relationship between elements of each data. Where data structures are used? Data structures are used in almost every program or software system. Different kinds of data structures are suited to different kinds of applications, and some are highly specialized to specific tasks. Applications of data structure. It is used in compiler design, operating system, database management system, statistical analysis package, numerical analysis, graphics, artificial intelligence, simulation. Classification of data structure. Data structures are broadly classified into two types. One is primitive data structure, other one is non-primitive data structure. In primitive data structure, character, integer, string, float, point, pointer, etc. In non-primitive data structure, these are further classified into two types. One is linear data structure, other one is non-linear data structure. In linear data structure, we are having stack, queue, arrays and list. In this, we will discuss about arrays. In non-linear data structure, we are having trees and graph. Primitive data structure. Primitive data structures are predefined types of data which are supported by the programming language. These are the basic data structures and are directly operated upon by the machine instructions, which is in a primitive level. Non-primitive data structure. Non-primitive data structures are not defined by the programming language, but are instead created by the programmer. It is a more sophisticated data structure emphasizing on structuring of a group of homogeneous, that is same type, or heterogeneous, that is different type data items. Linear data structure. A linear data structure have data elements arranged in sequential manner, and each member element is connected to its previous and next element. Such data structures are easy to implement as computer memory and is also sequential in manner. Examples of linear data structures are list, queue, stack and array. Only two elements are adjacent to each other, that is each node or element has a single successor. This one is a restricted list, that is addition and deletion of data are restricted to the end of the list. Stack, that is addition and deletion at the top end. Queue, addition at rear end and deletion from the front end. General list, data can be inserted or deleted anywhere in the list, that is at the beginning, in the middle or at the end. Non-linear data structure. Non-linear data structure has no set sequence of connecting all its elements, and each element can have multiple paths to connect to other elements. Such data structure supports multi-level storage and often cannot be traversed in a single run. Examples of non-linear data structures are trees and graphs. A tree is a collection of nodes where these nodes are arranged hierarchically and form a parent-child relationship. A graph is a collection of a finite number of vertices and edges that connect these vertices. One element can be connected to more than two adjacent elements. That is, each node or element can have more than one successor. Trees, each node could have multiple successors but just one predecessor. Graph, each node may have multiple successors as well as multiple predecessors. Here in array and linked list are the two basic structures for implementing all other abstract data types. This is a graphical representation of an array, list, tree, graph, stack and queue. Then modularity. What do you mean by a module? A module is a self-contained component of a larger software system. Each module is a logical unit and does a specific job. Its size is kept small by calling other modules. Then what do you mean by modularity? It is a degree to which a system's components may be separated and recombined. Modularity refers to breaking down software into different parts called modules. Then what are all the advantages of modularity? It is easier to debug small routines than large routines. They are easy to modify and to maintain. Modules can be tested independently. Modules provides reusability. It is easier for several people to work on a modular program simultaneously. Then what do you mean by an abstract data type? Abstract data type is a mathematical specification of the data, a list of operations that can be carried out on that particular data. It includes the specification of what it does, but excludes the specification of how it does. Operations on set abstract data types are union, intersection, size, complement. The primary objective is to separate the implementation of the abstract data types from their function. The program must know what the operations do, but is actually better off not knowing how it is done. Three most common used abstract data types are list, stack, and queues. Abstract data type is an extension of a modular design. The basic idea is that the implementation of these operations is written once in the program, and any other part of the program that needs to perform an operation on the abstract data type can do so by calling the appropriate function. If for some reason implementation details need to change, it should be easy to do so by merely changing the routines that perform the abstract data type operations. This change in a perfect world would be completely transparent to the rest of the program. The examples of the abstract data types are stack, queue, list, trees, heap, graph, etc. Benefits of using abstract data type. Code is easier to understand. It provides modularity and reusability. Implementations of these types can be changed without requiring changes to the program that uses the abstract data types. List abstract data type. List is a linear collection of ordered elements. The general form of the list of size n is a0, a1, up to an-1, where a1 is the first element and an is the last element. N is the size of the list. If the element at position I is ai, then its successor is ai plus 1 and its predecessor is ai minus 1. There are various operations performed on a list abstract data type. The first operation is the insert of x, 5. Insert the element x after the position 5. Then delete of x. The element x is deleted. Then find of x. Returns the position of x. Then next of I, it returns the position of its successor element I plus 1. Then previous of y returns the position of its predecessor element I minus 1. Then print list. It displays the list contents. Make empty. It makes the list empty. Then implementation of the list abstract data type. First one is an array implementation. Second one is a linked list implementation. Third one is a cursor implementation. First we have to discuss about the array implementation of list abstract data type. An array is a collection of homogeneous data elements described by a single name. Each element of an array is referenced by a subscripted variable or value, which is called a subscript or index, enclosed in parentheses. In array implementation, the elements of list are stored in contiguous cells of an array. It will find operations. Suppose we have to find operations means it will take linear time. Then advantages of the array implementation. Searching an array for an individual element can be very efficient. That is, it is very fast, random access of elements. Then limitations of array implementation of list abstract data type. It has some limitations. That is, maximum size must be known in advance even if it is dynamically allocated. The size of array can't be changed after its declaration, that is in static data structure, that is the size is fixed. Data are stored in continuous memory blocks. The running time for insertion and deletion of elements is so slow. So inserting and deletion requires shifting other data in the array. For example, inserting at position 0 requires first pushing the entire array down one spot to make room, whereas deleting the first element requires shifting all the elements in the list up one. So the worst case of this operation is often, on average, half the list needs to be moved for either operation. So linear time is still required. Here memory is wasted as the memory remains allocated to the array throughout the program execution, even few nodes are stored. Then arrays can be declared in various ways in different languages. For illustration, let's take C array declaration. Int array of size is 10, which equals open parenthesis. It contains some data elements, then close parenthesis. The first integer is the data type, then the array is the name, then 10 is the size of that element. As per the above illustration, the following are the important points to be considered. Index start with 0. Array length is 10, which means it can store 10 elements. Each element can be accessed via its index. For example, we can fetch an element at index 6 as 9. There are the basic operations supported by an array. First operation is a traverse operation. It will print all the array elements one by one. The next one is an insertion operation. It adds an element at the given index. Then is a deletion operation. It deletes an element at the given index. Then search operation. It searches an element using the given index or by the value. Then last one is an updation operation. It updates an element at the given index. In C, when an array is initialized with the size, then it assigns default value to its elements in the following order. First one is an insertion operation. The insert operation is to insert one or more data elements into an array. Based on the requirement, a new element can be added at the beginning, end, or any given index of an array. Here we can see the practical implementation of the insertion operation, where we add data at the end of the array. The algorithm is described here. Let capital L A be a linear array unordered with n elements, that is capital N elements, and capital K is a positive integer such that capital K is less than or equal to n. The following is the algorithm where item, that is item in caps, is inserted into the kth position of LA. First one is a start. The second one is a set j, which is equal to n. Then third operation is set n equal to n plus 1. The fourth step is a repeat steps 5 and 6 while j is greater than or equal to k. That is, what is in step 5 is set LA of j plus 1 equals LA of j. That is, LA of j is assigned to LA of j plus 1. Then what is in sixth step is set j equals j minus 1. Then seventh step is set LA of k is equal to item. That is, item is stored in LA of k. The last one is a stop the operation. The above algorithm is implemented in the following program. Here the output of the array elements are, that is, the original array elements of LA of 0 is 1, LA of 1 is 3, LA of 2 is 5, LA of 3 is equal to 7, LA of 4 is equal to 8, which is the elements before insertion. The elements after insertion are LA of 0 is equal to 1, LA of 1 is equal to 3, LA of 2 is equal to 5, LA of 3 is equal to 10. This is the element which is inserted. LA of 4 which is equal to 7, LA of 5 is equal to 8. The next operation is the deletion operation. Deletion refers to removing an existing element from the array and reorganizing all elements of an array. Here we see a practical implementation of a deletion operation where we delete data at the end of the array. Consider LA is a linear array with n elements and k is a positive integer such that k is less than or equal to n, just as the previous insertion operation. Following is the algorithm to delete an element available at the kth position of LA. The algorithm starts with start operation. The second step is set j is equal to k. The third step is repeat steps 4 and 5 while j is less than n. So what is in step 4? Set LA of j which is equal to LA of j plus 1. That is LA of j plus 1 is assigned to LA of j. Then set j is equal to j plus 1 which is incremented by 1. Then sixth step is set n is equal to n minus 1. The n is decremented by 1. The last one is stop the operation. The above algorithm is implemented in this program. Here the output, the original array elements are LA of 0 is equal to 1, LA of 1 is equal to 3, LA of 2 is equal to 5, LA of 3 is equal to 7, LA of 4 is equal to 8. The array elements after deletion, that is LA of 0 is equal to 1, LA of 1 is equal to 3, LA of 2 is equal to 7, LA of 3 is equal to 8. That is LA of 4 is equal to 8, which is a deleted item. The third operation is the search operation. It performs a search for an array element based on its value or its index. Here we see a practical implementation of search operation. The algorithm are, first one is an start the operation. The second one is a set j is equal to 0. Then third step is repeat steps 4 and 5 while j is less than n. What is in step 4 is if LA of j is equal, that is equal item, the item is the variable item, then go to step 6. Then the fifth step is set j is equal to j plus 1. The sixth step is print j comma item. The seventh one is a stop the operation. The above algorithm is implemented in this program. So what is the output of this program is the original array elements are LA of 0 is equal to 1, LA of 1 is equal to 3, LA of 2 is equal to 5, LA of 3 is equal to 7, LA of 4 is equal to 8. These are the elements stored in these arrays. We found the element 5 at the position 3. The last one is an update operation. Update operation refers to updating an existing element from the array at a given index. So we can see a practical implementation of this update operation. The algorithm is, first one is start the operation, second one is set LA of k minus 1 is equal to item, the third one is stop the operation. The above algorithm is implemented in this code. The output of the array elements are, that is original array elements are LA of 0 is equal to 1, LA of 1 is equal to 3, LA of 2 is equal to 5, LA of 3 is equal to 7, LA of 4 is equal to 8. The array elements after updation are LA of 0 is equal to 1, LA of 1 is equal to 3, which is same as the above original array elements. The LA of 2 which is equal to 10. This one is updated. The previous element is, that is which is in the original element is 5, which is updated as 10 in this after updation. Then LA of 3 which is equal to 7, the LA of 4 is equal to 8. Remaining things are as it is. Then the second topic, the evaluation of expressions. The arithmetic expressions, Boolean and logical expressions can be evaluated. The control structures can also be treated similar in a compiler. The study of arithmetic expression evaluation is an example of problem solving where you solve a simpler problem and then transform the actual problem to the simpler one. There are a set of apparently intractable programs. First one is finding the shortest route in a graph, that is a traveling salesman problem. Then bin packing, linear programming, etc. That are similar enough that if a polynomial solution is ever found for one of these problems, then the solution can be applied to all problems. Then infix, prefix and postfix notation. To write arithmetic expressions with operations between the two operands a plus b or c slash d. If we write a plus b star c, however, we have to apply precedence rule to avoid the ambiguous evaluation. That is add first or multiply first. Which one is precedent? There is no real reason to put the operation between the variables or values. They can just as well precede or follow the operands. You should note the advantage of prefix and postfix. The need for precedence rule and parentheses are eliminated. Here are some infix, prefix and postfix notations. Infix is a plus b, prefix is the operator is in the first position, that is plus ab. In postfix ab plus, that operator is in the last position. In this way the remaining things are noted. Infix, prefix and postfix notation key is listed in the below diagram. The postfix expressions are easily evaluated with the aid of a stack. Then postfix evaluation algorithm. Assume we have a string of operands and operators and informal by hand processes. First scan the expression left to right, then skip values or variables, that is operands. When an operator is found, apply the operations to the preceding two operands. Replace the two operands and the operator with the calculated value, that is 3 symbols are replaced with one operand. Then continue scanning until only a value remains. That is the result of the expression. The time complexity is because each operand is scanned once and each operation is performed once. The above algorithm is implemented here. This one is a more formal algorithm. Then infix transformation to postfix. This process uses a stack as well. We have to hold information that is expressed inside parentheses while scanning to find the closing the bracket. We also have to hold information on operations that are of low precedence on the stack. The algorithm is listed here. First step is create an empty stack and an empty postfix output string. The second one is scan the infix input string left to right. If the current input token is an operand, simply append it to the output string. The next one is if the current input token is an operator, pop off all operators that have equal or higher precedence and append them to the output string. Then push the operator onto the stack. The order of popping is the order in the output. If the current input token is open bracket, push it onto the stack. If the current input token is closed brackets, pop off all operators and append them to the output string until A, that is popped. That is open bracket is popped, and discard the open bracket. If the end of the input string is found, pop all operators and append them to the output string. This algorithm does not handle errors in the input, although careful analysis of parentheses or lack of parentheses could point to such error determination. Apply the algorithm to the above expressions. Thank you all.